What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be using the Plague, and I'm just going to be using some add-ons that pretty much increase the rate that survivors get infected. So my perk lineup is going to be Infectious Fright, Pop Goes the Weasel, Surge, and Corrupt Intervention. I wanted to try out Surge just to see how it works. Usually though, I use Blood Echo for individuals who don't want to cleanse. They'll be affected from the exhausted status effect for 45 seconds when I hook a survivor. So usually that's my perk lineup when I use the Plague. So I've been playing DBD for 3 months now, and I would say I spend most of my time playing killer. So out of all killers, the main one I liked is Plague. She stood out to me the most. So I've been spending a lot of time on her and getting to really understand how her power really works. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how I perform this game. So as we can see, we're on Red Forest, not the best map, but there's no excuses. You always gotta try your best. So Corrupt has locked off all gens that are furthest away from me, so I'm gonna start by infecting all gens that are closest to me. So with Plague, is very important, especially your early game, is to try to infect as many survivors as possible, because if it takes a while to find survivors, this could definitely like interrupt and taking long to find survivors in the early game can definitely make you lose the game, cost you the game. So it's very important that I try to find a survivor as fast as possible. So right now I'm looking around trying to find the survivor that was on this gen, but I cannot find him or her, so I'm just going to leave and go to the opposite side of the map. So I'm keeping these gens infected so that if survivors do go on it, they do get infected. So if you look in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, you can see that there are 4 people icons there. So if any of them turn green, that means those survivors interacted with the gen that I infected. So I'm going back to this gen to see if I find that individual that was on it, and I do find a David. So I'm going to infect this gen and pursue the chase. So I have noticed the Plague's vomit goes a lot higher than usual, so it's kind of something I have to get used to. Usually I would have to aim a lot higher if I was doing that kind of angle. So I take the M1 on David, and yeah, I'm just gonna try and get him down so I can infect him. I really don't see a point in infecting him right now. What I notice, I do play on PS4. Sometimes when I'm about to get an M1 on someone, it lags and they somehow get away. Maybe it's because of Dead Hard or whatever. I'm not too sure what happens there, but my goal right now is to try and get this David down. I swung way too early, and this is why I lost this chase with the David. So the David is now infected. So if he does interact with anything such as a gen or a locker or vaults, he'll infect it. So if his teammates decide to touch those things, they'll also get infected. So I see him going to the Killer Shack, and that's a very strong loop, so I just decided to go back to this gen that I heard that was being worked on. This is definitely a rough start for me because I wasn't able to down anyone, and I know at least 2 gens are gonna pop real soon. So I know someone's here, I just can't figure out where they're hiding, so I'm just gonna pop this pallet right here. Very bad start for me, very bad start. So I did infect someone here, and luckily there's a blood vomit right there, so I'm just gonna get this Fang down. So my Infectious Fight triggered. Someone's definitely behind me, and I'm looking for them, but it seems like they have run off. following the scratch marks, and yeah, they're all the way over there, so there's no point in me really chasing them, because by the time I come back they'll get this Fang up. So what I'm going to do is pretend to pick Fang because she's right at the pallet. I don't want to get pallet stunned. So there's a Nancy, and I'm gonna slug her. Alright, Nancy down, and we're gonna go and try to attempt to pick up this Fang. And we know that people are nearby because it's infectious. I heard someone up there. I hit the David, so now I'm gonna pick the Fang up and get her on the hook. So right now we're in a good spot. We got 2 people down, so the game has pretty much turned my way, and right now I'm just gonna try to keep this pressure as much as possible. So we got 2 people infected, as we can see in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. And yeah, this is where the game pretty much turns. So right now I'm gonna grab my blood vomit and pursue more pressure onto these survivors. So here we go, the fun begins. So I know everyone's close here because I had 2 people on the hook, so that means maybe 2 survivors had to come and get them off. And someone just finished a gen. So right now I'm gonna down the Fang. Nice, infectious fright triggered, so I know someone's over here, and they're about to pop up anytime soon. There's a nail. Boom, hit the nail. Down the nail. And David screamed close to me. Hit the David. Yeah, so the David tried to get, I believe that's an Nancy up, but he wasn't able to do it in time, and I've downed all of them. This shows the power of the Plague and how well she could get people down when she starts going with her blood vomit. So yeah, luckily none of these survivors had Unbreakable, or else that probably would have changed the game. And this was a crazy turnaround for me, because I felt that if this didn't happen, I would have lost for sure, because this is a terrible map for a killer that has literally no mobility. So now I'm just looking for the survivors that I slugged. I hear the Nancy up here, or sorry, that's a nail. Hook her. And now there's one more person to be hooked. I believe it's the Fang. I literally walked around the whole entire map trying to find her, but I couldn't find her. But this shows the power of the Plague, and this is why I like her so much. She has different ways of playing her. You could either play the infectious way of infecting everyone, or you could be very aggressive with her blood vomit and cause a lot of pressure towards the survivors. I just did that for the extra points. Yeah, this Fang is like, I have no clue where she went, so I was pretty much looking all over the map for her. I'm gonna have to wait, hopefully, until she bleeds out. Hopefully she doesn't find a hatch, but yeah, that's pretty much this game. It was a big turnaround for me. I've noticed on, I haven't seen any DBD like YouTubers that really like main the Plague. I've seen some that use the Plague, but they don't really main her like that. I want to be the first one to main Plague, like seriously. I actually like see potential in this killer. She's very, very underrated. The amount of games I've played as Survivor, I haven't played a Plague in like 2 months. So man, that's my goal. Like I said, if you guys seen any mistakes I made, which I made plenty of this game, please let me know. Please give me some pointers on what I could have done to maybe speed up my beginning game. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like the video. Peace.